Hey everyone! Welcome back to Gold Dynamics, where we explore the stories behind the world's favorite sports. Today, we're diving into the fascinating history of the beautiful game, football, or as it's called in the US, soccer. We'll look at its ancient roots, how it evolved into the modern game, and its journey to becoming a rising force in American sports culture. Stick around, let's kick things off. Football is more than just a sport, it's a game with ancient origins, played in one form or another for thousands of years. The earliest known ball games were played in ancient China during the Han Dynasty, around 200 BCE, where a game called Cuju involved kicking a leather ball into a small net. Similar ball games also existed in ancient Greece and Rome, where soldiers played games like episkiros and harpastum. These early forms of football were rough, physical, and far removed from the game we recognize today. Meanwhile, across the ocean, the indigenous peoples of Mesoamerica also played ball games, including the famous Mayan and Aztec Pac-Tapac, where the stakes were often life or death. These games were symbolic and ritualistic, but they laid the foundation for humanity's enduring fascination with using a ball in competition. It wasn't until the 19th century in England that football began to evolve into the structured sport we know today. Schools like Eton, Harrow, and Rugby played various forms of the game, each with its own rules. However, the sport was chaotic. Some versions allowed players to use their hands, while others were strictly foot-based. In 1863, a group of clubs and schools came together in London to create a standardized set of rules, and thus, the Football Association was born. This moment marks the official birth of modern football, distinguishing it from rugby. The new codified game spread quickly across the British Empire, and before long, it was exported to other parts of Europe. By the late 1800s, football had reached Spain, Italy, Germany, and beyond. The sport took on a life of its own, with each nation adding its unique style and flair. The creation of international tournaments like the FIFA World Cup in 1930 helped elevate football's status, making it a global obsession. So, how did football make its way to the United States? The first known game of soccer in the U.S. took place on November 6, 1869, between Princeton and Rutgers universities. This match is considered the first intercollegiate soccer game, but soccer didn't enjoy the same immediate popularity here as it did across Europe. At the time, America was already captivated by other sports like baseball, and American football was emerging as the dominant form of gridiron football. Soccer was seen as a foreign sport, and it struggled to establish itself amid these domestic games. The lack of a unified professional league also hindered soccer's growth in the U.S., compared to Europe, where national leagues like England's Football League were gaining momentum. Despite these challenges, soccer began to find pockets of growth in immigrant communities. Irish, Italian, German, and Eastern European immigrants brought their love for the game with them, establishing local leagues in cities like New York, St. Louis, and Philadelphia. The United States even sent a team to the inaugural FIFA World Cup in 1930, where they finished in third place, a surprising achievement given the sport's lower profile in America. Things began to shift in the 1960s with the formation of the North American Soccer League, or NASL. The NASL brought in global stars like Pelé, Johan Cruyff, and George Best to play for teams like the New York Cosmos. This sparked a surge of interest in soccer across the United States. While the league eventually folded in the 1980s due to financial problems, it laid the groundwork for what was to come. The real turning point for soccer in the U.S. came in 1994 when the country hosted the FIFA World Cup. The tournament was a massive success, with nearly 3.6 million fans attending the matches, setting a record for the highest attended World Cup in history. This success led directly to the creation of Major League Soccer, MLS, in 1996, a professional league designed to keep the momentum going. Though the early years of MLS were rocky, the league has grown into a significant player in the global football scene. Over the years, MLS has attracted high-profile international stars like David Beckham, Thierry Henry, and more recently, Lionel Messi. As the league expanded, so did the fan base, with clubs like Atlanta United, LAFC, and Seattle Sounders boasting passionate supporters and selling out stadiums. Today, soccer is on a meteoric rise in the U.S. The U.S. women's national team has been a global powerhouse, winning 4 World Cup titles, while the men's national team is steadily improving. Youth participation in soccer is higher than ever, and MLS continues to expand, with new teams and investors joining every year. And let's not forget the upcoming 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be hosted across the US, Canada, and Mexico. This tournament is set to be a game changer for soccer in North America, potentially cementing its place as one of the top sports in the region. So there you have it, the rich history of football, from its ancient beginnings to its modern rise in the United States. While it's been a long journey, soccer is becoming a key part of the American sports landscape, and the future looks bright. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell for notifications. We'll see you next time with more stories from the world of soccer.